And welcome to Maven Sports Show. This is your host, Haven Harrington, joined by the great one himself, the founder, the creator of Two Not One. I give you Dr. Shawn Gardner.
Give it up. Give it up,
Man, I
folks.
tell you what,
We got to jump in here tonight, folks. We in here at the Tunaville Tavern, as always, on the corner of First and Oak, on the Oak Street side. And hook yourself up with some of those main event sports wings featuring the jerky sauce. We got a wonderful show tonight for a wonderful cause. Welcome to the show.
thank you.
Grab the microphone, get dumb.
That's a heck of an introduction. I'm gonna try to live up to that.
Well, come on, hey, you earned it, man. Look, you went to all the way under the great state of Mississippi to get your doctorate. So, yeah, you earned the Dr. Shawn Gardner title.
Yeah,
And
I
welcome
earned
to
it.
the show, Dr. And you're here representing your organization, Two Not One.
Right.
Tell the folks exactly what that's about. What does Two Not One stand for?
Well, so let me give a little context to it.
Sure.
I'm gonna start with the mission statement: to promote the safety and well-being of children by implementing strategies to keep fathers involved and families together. So, if you look at that mission statement, why do we do this work? For the safety and well-being of children. And then how do we get it done? Through various strategies. What are those strategies? Different the programs and outreach efforts that we have. What's one of the important things that we do? We keep fathers involved, because oftentimes when we talk about strengthening families, we exclude fathers for some reason.
Right.
And then the last piece of that mission statement, families together, because it comes a couple of times when often that mom and dad don't communicate effectively. So we got to get them just to have a cordial relationship so then that they can focus on being effective co-parents.
Bam, there it is.
But that's where we are now. Can I give some the backstory to it?
Please do.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, fill it in.
So the backstory to it, it takes a couple of paths. So one, about 10, 12 years ago, I was a resident organizing coordinator, and so I was in the community, and there would be times I'm going to the meeting with my 4 daughters. I have 4 beautiful girls.
Yes, you
Tia,
do.
Bree, Malia, and Sydney. How y'all doing?
Shout out.
22, 19, 17, and 15.
Man.
Yeah,
Make me feel old, man. Make me feel old.
Right?
Yes, indeed.
But so one of the things that happened, I would be with my daughters, and if you have girls, like I was a bad cat when it came to doing hair. Like I could put a lot of the moms to shame. I'm just gonna be real. I put a lot of women to shame.
Uh-oh.
Man, listen, I get it done, right? I had like 12.
Can you do a wave nouveau?
Man,
That's all we want to know.
no, say ain't that tough, right? I'm talking about ball-balls and barrettes.
Okay.
Ball barrettes.
There we
You
go.
know, the hair scarves.
No way
you know,
nouveau.
no, I don't do all that. Now, see, you went. That's all my lane. But ball-balls and barrettes up to middle school.
Okay.
Once they got to middle
what's
school,
up.
like, look, Dad, you know, we ain't rolling like that no more.
Right.
But here's the thing. So
You got to wrap it up.
Got to wrap it up, get the braids and all that. I couldn't do that. So we would be out in the community. And when you have children, you try to prepare. So we would have the backpack, and the backpack would be extra balls and barrettes. So during the course of the day, you lose a ball or a barrette, here or there. So I had to redo it. Then I would hear the statement. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
You playing Mr. Mom, you're babysitting. And then so I was like, no, I'm just being dead.
Right.
Then, of course, maybe that answer doesn't sit well. So then where's Mom? Is she on drugs, or is she, is she in prison? I'm like, no, my wife is at the time. My wife then and the mother of my children was at home. So that was the first piece, like just being in the community and people not recognizing that fathers matter. The second piece to that is there were moms in the community who had sons, and they were often looking for resources. So they would say, well, what resources are out there? So these single moms, I would get them together. And what I realized from that is that, one, a lot of these kids not only didn't have father at home, but didn't have fathers involved in their lives. The final piece, I was in the community one day, and someone says, I put the gun to her head. And this gentleman, we had a conversation for about an hour. We exchanged numbers, and he called me up, and we had another conversation. And what I realized is that he was talking about his wife. But I want y'all to catch that. He was talking about his wife. I put the gun to her head. So in that conversation,
Euphemism, or did he mean that?
no, he meant that.
No,
that's why.
literally put a gun to her head.
Yeah, right.
Wow, okay.
So when he said that, I had to say something. I'm like, hey, that ain't something you brag about, right?
Right.
Man, I didn't know how that conversation was going to turn out because I didn't know if it'd get physical or what. But that's the time we got to talk. Anyway, good kid. Well, it's hard to say good kid in that context of put a gun to her head. But as we had a conversation, what we realized is that he didn't know how to handle the stresses of being married and being in the streets and all that. So we had a conversation. I called some folks, Deborah Turner. She had a group of parents, and we met at Shawnee High School. I called some of the fathers I knew. One of them you may know, Anthony Smith.
I know Anthony
he
Smith.
came out. He's always been supportive, so he comes out. Terrence comes out. My cousin comes out, and we all wrap our arms around his father, who's trying to figure it out. So from that, a couple of things we recognized. Domestic violence is prevalent, and then on top of that, wasn't a place for fathers. So I went back to Dr. Turner, who's the COO now, and I says to her, we need to keep this going. I was the community chairperson in the neighborhood place. She was the administrator, and we did. We kept it going. And so we did some more sessions, and then from those sessions, we realized that we needed to keep it going because after the sessions concluded, there was still no place to send his father. And so from there, you get an understanding of what started the trajectory of where we are now, and that's a little history of 291.
You know what? Let's dig a little bit deeper into the history of 291 because...
Before we do that, let me
Go ahead.
My take on just even what it means, and correct me if I'm wrong. From what I take from it, the gist of it is that two parents, not one, is the better situation. Am I correct in that?
So what we know is that anytime two parents are involved in raising their children, the outcome for the children is better, right? Less likely to live in poverty, the less likely to deal with substance abuse, and a whole slew of other outcomes. And so that's why in that mission statement we talk about families together, because we need to get to a place where the families that cannot work together learn how to do that. And sometimes it's just miscommunication. Sometimes it's misunderstanding.
More often than not, that's what the case is.
Yeah. And one more thing, I will say this. People often say, well, parents need to just understand. It's for the child, so get over it. The reality, we're all human. So first we have to deal with whatever's going on with us so that we can effectively deal with our children.
Right. And I had a discussion with somebody one time because they said it's not a good thing to stay together for the sake of the children. And I said, actually, I think people misunderstand what's meant by that. When they say stay together for the kids, they don't mean just stay together and grit your teeth and bear with it. They mean stay together and do what's necessary to make it work for the sake of the kids. See, a lot of people, they just stay together. They coexist, and they feel like that's enough. No. When they say stay together, not just for the sake of the kids, but for your family. Stay together and do the work. See, they don't finish their statement off. They think they just stand in the same household is all they're going to say. No, it's a lot more to it. Because just staying together and not putting in the work can be detrimental to the kids. It really can, because there's a lot of arguing, other things going on, a lot of isms, a lot of, alcoholism and abuse is going on in the household, and you're not putting in the work to do what's right to make it work, then it can affect the kids negatively. So when they say stay together for the sake of the kids, stay together and finish that off, which goes to say, and do what's necessary to make it work.
Okay. So the other piece of that coin, however, is that sometimes we can't stay together. Sometimes sometimes we were never even together. And so on the front end, I think some of that work is making sure that you choose your mates properly.
Talk about it.
That's the most important part.
That's it right there.
Choose me. Or sometimes you slip up, things happen. I understand. You just be there.
Right.
Time is the most important thing. The best thing to ever give to your child is time.
They want
not so much. It's not Jordans.
No.
It's not the newest clothes or whatever. Getting to their best. Having a birthday party. We got limos. It's at 12 years old pulling up.
So what are you going to do at 13?
I know, right?
In a limousine at 12. What are you going to do next year? I tell the parents, I'm like, what? Y'all going overboard.
No, I'm telling you, it's all about time. Time is most important, And one of the things to me that proved how important time is. My daughter and I would go, when she was younger, we used to go to every park in Louisville and play. Because I always wanted to get outside and, get socialized with other kids, get exercise out staying inside the house all the time. So we went to Elliott Park for like 4 weeks in a row. I'll pick her up from daycare. We'll go down there, slide on a slide, watch her run around, and play with other kids. The second time I was there, this little boy she was playing with came up to me and was like, "Are you gonna be here tomorrow?" "See, I'll be here tomorrow." So would you play with me too tomorrow? So yeah.
Wow.
That's no problem. I'm more happy to play with you tomorrow. Yeah, I could do that. So I would come back. He would be there waiting, and we would play. And he was like, and every day he would ask me, "Are you going to be here tomorrow? Can you play with me again tomorrow?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can play with you again tomorrow. That's no problem." So he showed up and we played together. And, then it was like, then from talking to him, he was, he just like, he just let me know that his dad wasn't in the picture.
Right.
And he wanted to know if I could be his uncle. And that's what he asked me. Kid come in when I was 7, 8 years old. Asked me, hey, can you be my uncle? Could you come here and play with me?
Man,
And it hits you hard. So, I would always go back to a park. We would always come back and play. And, after a while, he stopped showing up, which is cool. I understand that. But that just lets you know how important just time is.
It matters.
It's not money. It's just time. It's being there.
So tell us more about the structure of your organization. Where are you all located? What are some of the things that you do here in the city? And some of the programs you have going on?
So can I do something before I do that?
Please.
Yeah, you can do something.
Is it possible we get all the boys up for 1 second? Just one brief
It's okay.
second.
We get all the boys.
Yeah, just come on up.
Yeah.
All of them. King. All the boys, just come on up.
You can all stand right behind us.
Right behind us and right behind me.
Yeah,
You guys are kind of skinny. May actually be able to fit.
no, just the boys. Yeah, just the boys.
Yeah.
Pops, we're gonna have you. But Pops, we're gonna have you say something. We gotta have you say
Oh
something.
yeah. You definitely gonna talk.
Is this all the boys?
Cameron, you come up here too.
So, the reason I wanted to do this is because I think it's really important to understand when we talk about time that one of the programs that we have is the Rites of Passage program.
Word.
And in that program, what we do is we have young black boys in middle school. How the cameras are going in middle school, but we want to help support their efforts to get into high school and beyond. So give them the skills now, and the bulk of that work comes from mentors, just who provide their time on Sundays for a strong conversation. And I'm not saying these boys don't get the conversation, but I think it contributes to what they are getting. And so I'm just very proud of them, and I'm pleased that they were able to come out. It's a school night, right?
Yeah, it is a school night.
It's a school night, so they were able to come out.
Week
before spring break.
Yeah.
So listen, anybody want to say something? Anybody want to say something?
He said no.
Anybody? Come on.
You know what? I pick him.
Me?
I pick you. What's your name?
My name is Deshawn. It's my first time being here. I ain't never been here before.
So wait a minute. Hold on. So
Yeah.
with saying that, who did you come with?
I came with my auntie.
I mean, but what's the guys that you come with?
I came with my cousins and family. Yep.
So which cousin? So this is the cousin right here. Let him grab that microphone for a second.
Her cousin.
Yeah.
Grab his mic.
How long you been with us? How many years now?
4.
4 years. Do you like the program?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Did you say yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So what do you like about the program?
Playing basketball.
So you like? Wait a minute. I just want to make sure I'm clear. So you're telling me that with Rites of Passage, you enjoy playing basketball?
In the field trips.
The who?
In the field trips.
And the field trips. Where do you go?
We go movies and Mr. Burt's
So what did you do out, Mr. Burt's, one time?
shooting and fishing.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just
Yes,
want to
sir.
put some context to that.
There we go.
And so, okay. So no, I just want. All right, man. Y'all go. So I think they were playing pool and having a good time. So I just want to say thanks for coming up, fellas.
Yeah, thank you,
Unless somebody
fellas,
wants to say
for coming
something.
This is the guy's Rites of Passage
All right.
right here.
So
And y'all know this is streaming live on Facebook.
yes, a lot. So all your friends just seeing you all on Facebook. It's already too late.
Right
Look.
there.
Right there.
There you go.
No, look right there. Y'all see it? All
There
right.
a lot. And on YouTube right there. So
All right, guys. Okay. So
And
I want to.
we'll let you know when all the videos are up on YouTube. And
Okay.
everything so that you can share the link.
Most
with
definitely, we gotta do that.
Yes, indeed.
And so when we go back to that time, you were talking about time earlier, and one of the things that we know as well. So we're a fatherhood. Let me get this right. So yes, we're very intentional about fathers, but I think at the core of what we're really intentional about is making sure we find ways to strengthen families and never exclude fathers in the process. And so going back to what you said, there's a study out of Michigan that tells us that when men are involved in the lives of their children, involved in the community, then youth violence decreases. And part of that is because of what you said. So when you have fathers who are active in the community, they're active with other kids.
Right.
That's just the nature of the beach. The coaches and they're doing stuff at the park. So that's part of the work. I wanted to get those kids up here so we can see it. That's the first part of the mission statement, safety and well-being of children. The other piece I wanted to talk about is Adolph Tompkins. Where's Adolph?
Adolph,
Come here for a second, Adolph.
come here, kind sir.
So one of the things that we do, if you've come out to it before, we have a Father's Day cookout on Father's Day. As the father of four daughters, listen, the ties are cool, right? The T-shirts are cool, but really it's just about spending time and having some fun.
Yeah, you know what? I want to tell you the best thing about the Father Day picnic.
Right.
I've been to like several, and the thing I like about it, I don't have to grill.
Now, what is it you're speaking of? Because see, this is why I'm asking. Like, what are some of your events and things that people can come out and support? You said it's a Father's Day picnic.
Yeah, so we have
every year.
Tell us more about what.
So we have a Father's Day cookout every year on Father's Day. And so we just changed location. My COO, Dr. Turner, made the executive decision that we're going to relocate, and it was a good decision, to the California Community Park.
Yes.
Because we're housed at the California Community Center.
And that's another question I was asking. Like, where are your facilities? And
so we
Community Park. Where is that located?
1600 St. Catherine Street. Really,
Right.
really good question. 16. I guess I should have started off with that information, right?
Okay.
You're good.
1600 St. Catherine Street is the California Community Center.
Or behind St. Stephen's. So
Behind St. Stephen's or behind Phyllis Wheatley.
Exactly.
Right.
In
And
between
so
the two.
who?
In between the two.
In between the two, exactly. And it was a really good fit for us because prior to that, we were at Shelby Park for about, 10 years?
Yes.
And so that was the first time we relocated.
So, I apologize, but every time you say something, it brings up another question. You said 10 years. So how long has this program been around?
So the organization?
Yeah.
So the organization has been around since 2000, and we were incorporated 2007, but we have actual events that predate that. So I always say 2005.
That incorporation is just a piece of
right.
How
so
long have you all been?
14 years.
There we go.
14 years. Officially 12 years. If you look at the 501c3.
No, we don't worry about that.
Okay, well, that father, when we got that father together, that was in 2005.
That's what I want to hear.
There we
That was
go.
2005. 14 years. There's a lot of. I was having a conversation with Donnie. We were talking about. There's a lot of nonprofits that have come and gone every time that we've been around, and so one of our biggest successes is to still be here.
Well, that's good. That's good. And that's something worth noting. But we want to know how long you've been on the ground making a difference, and that's more important
14 years.
than that registration in Frankfurt. And that's the other thing we're trying to.
But that registration allows for people to give donations tonight, and it's tax exempt.
Amen.
Yeah, so if y'all want to give donations, Dr. Turner has a donation box. Please order some food. If you want to get me something, that's cool too, because I haven't ate, and that all goes to our donate. I'm just saying. I just want to throw it out there. For all the food that's purchased tonight, 15% goes to Not One. So I want you to eat up. There's a good menu, and again, I haven't had anything to eat. So if you want to, say, hey, Dr. Gardner, I want to get you something too. I'm not going to deny you that opportunity.
So let's say there's some people who want to get involved. How do they go about doing that?
And so there's a number of ways that they can get involved. Oh, okay. So you see my CEO, like, don't forget. See, that's why you need to be up here. So for everybody watching in Facebook land, I need my CEO to come up here for a second so that they can see who's giving me directives. So come on.
So give me her name.
Dr. Georgia Turner.
Dr. Georgia Turner.
Dr. Georgia Turner.
Dr. Georgia Turner, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Georgia Turner.
So in essence, she's the co-founder. Go ahead.
Hello. Hi, I'm Dr. Georgia Turner. I am the co-founder of Two Not One. I've been with the organization since it started. I helped Shawn with his vision, and it became a vision of myself and this community, and we're working to make things happen.
There we go.
Okay.
Excellent. So lead off on some of this, or piggyback on some of the things he was talking about in terms of where your facilities are located, how people can get involved, and how people can help out.
Okay, so people can help out through volunteerism. And speaking of volunteers, we have one of our volunteers that have been with us since we started our cookout, and his name is Adolph Tompkins.
Adolph, come on up.
Adolph Tompkins, this is what you call volunteerism.
Right.
This man comes out every year, maybe a couple of days before the event, and say, how will we make this happen?
That's
Father's Day.
The third Sunday of every June.
Yeah, and see,
So that means all you fathers out there.
So you gotta be more specific.
No. No, no. Hear this. For all you dads out there that like me get stuck on the grill working on Father's Day.
You don't have to do that.
You don't have to do that anymore. You don't have to do that anymore.
I go somewhere and hide on Father's Day.
That's right. So you know what? So all those guys like me who hate getting tools for Father's Day because I never use them anyway, who's always stuck on the grill on a hot day, grilling for yourself.
For yourself.
Basically. No. The picnic.
You don't have to do it. And actually, you've been attending for the last few years, and we appreciate your support.
Of course. Oh, yeah. We need some followers out there anyway because I'm tired of losing the tug of war.
That's right.
So to give context to that, hold on, wait a minute. To give context to that, we're in California Park now.
This is what the Father's Day is.
Yes. Yeah. So for all the folks who have been following 291 for years, yes, we relocated the event. I know you all were familiar with Shelby Park, but now we're in California. But there's a few events that every year are the staple of the cookout. So one, we have the shoe race, and that was an Adolph original right there, where they take their shoes off, they run down, put them on, and run back the length of a football field. We have the egg toss, and that's fun to watch because people get splattered with the eggs when they're trying to catch them because they have to spread apart. Raw eggs, right? No, not hard-boiled eggs, the real deal, right out the carton. Okay. And then what's the other event, Adolph?
Tug of war.
Tug of war's a May. I was coming to that, but is there anything? The sack race. Anything else? Flag football. The time we do flag football.
The dance contest last year.
Dance contest. Oh, and the diaper changing contest.
Yes.
Yeah, the diaper changing contest.
I would win that one.
I don't know, man. Listen. I don't know.
If y'all got a pie eating contest, the diaper changing, I'm number one to know.
With that, we may have to have that one this year. But that diaper changing contest, that's a bad boy. And then the one that everybody enjoys is the tug of war. We do the tug of war. It's the boys against the girls and the men against the women. And we've been doing
this. The women wins
every year.
Every year. Every year.
Every year.
Every year.
So you guys asked, how can you participate and become active at 201? Being a volunteer is one of those ways. And because Adolph has been with us for a number of years, we want to show him our appreciation.
Right. So one person, we have a plaque here for you, Mr. Adolph. One person can make all the difference in the world.
There we go.
Here you go. Let's see how beautiful it is.
Whoa! Look at that.
I like that, man. So.
Adolph literally takes leadership when it comes to our annual cookout. And for that, Adolph, we appreciate you.
I wasn't expecting this, man. Y'all too much, man. Even got my name on here and spelled it right, too.
That's what's up.
Hey, man.
Been with us for like 10 years.
Hey, I appreciate this, man. Doing it is it's a big lift to me to do this for the community and for the neighborhood of California, and definitely for 291. I'm expected to do it every year. And I take it as a job for me because that's what I look forward to do. And it's not a chore, but to get more people involved and the kids, I love the reaction from the kids. I can't say enough about it, and looking forward for this year's.
There we go.
Thank you, Adolph.
Applause to this gentleman again, please. Volunteerism.
Plus, one thing about Adolph, he always clean too. I mean, look at him, just one of the cleanest.
Got the coochie
sweats. Listen, the cookout is the only day that you don't see him spiffy like this. On that cookout day, he got he got the 201. He got a T-shirt on, but he clean and fly.
I'm going to add to this. So some of the volunteer activities that a person can participate in is working at the cookout, serving food. His lovely wife has served food and been right out there with him every year. She's here, and we want to tell you we appreciate you, Miss Katrina, too. Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Can we get on the? Can you come up to the video?
Come on over. Yeah. And while she's coming over, I'm going to continue this. Okay. We also need people to donate and actually cook the food.
There we go.
So we have that. But on a weekly basis, we have our Rites of Passage program. You just saw our boys. They need food. And what happens is if you can't buy the food, if you can cook it for us, we will really appreciate that.
There we go.
We also,
how would they get the food to you?
They can bring it to California Community Center on Sundays by 1:30.
There it is.
Well, or they can just call the number 502-50.
Yes, if you would, call 502-509-9637. And you could donate food. On a weekly basis, we have.
Hold on, before you go.
Okay.
We also need you to donate money.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
where the donation box at?
Yeah,
Where's the
you also need to donate money.
Liz, can you hand me the donation box? Can somebody hand Anthony?
Because his T-shirts ain't free.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
the T-shirts aren't free.
Thank you, Mr. Anthony.
So with that, we always accept donations, money donations, and we would really appreciate that because we can do so much. Buy that food for you to cook if we have to, but we also need bodies though. We were very fortunate to get a van donated to us from TARC. Thank you, TARC.
Wow,
That's what's up.
And our boys, we need a driver. So that's another volunteer.
But listen, we want you to drive, but you gotta have a clean record. If you don't have a clean record, that insurance is high.
Oh my goodness!
We want you to have a license too. Now,
well, you gotta have a license. Yeah, you
And
gotta
I'm gonna wrap this up. We also need lead facilitators. We need someone to help out with the clerical duties. Actually, right now, I can use an assistant.
Nice.
So we're gonna talk about that.
Speaking of that,
hold on. So. Oh. Did we get? Okay, we got to make sure we got you in the picture.
There we go.
All right. So, thank y'all for that. And I'm glad. So you committed. You heard what you said. You committed to a lifetime of Father Day cookouts. That's what you just said.
A lifetime.
Oh, the basketball. Yeah. So also, Mr. Adolph, I heard you have something going on.
I'm the coach of the Louisville Diesel. That is a semi-pro team, and we'd like people to come out and check us out. We play at Walden School off of Westport Road.
Okay.
And we have a nice league going on. We got people coming in from either Dayton, Cincinnati, Indiana, Chicago. People coming from Nashville. We play these semi-pro teams, so we'd like people to come on out.
You know what? I got something for you.
What you got?
Every Monday, we're here live. From 8 to 10. I want you to bring the diesel on out.
We'll do that. We will do that. We will do that.
Bring the diesel on out.
Just want to let you know, my wife is part of the team owner. She invested in it, the team owner. So,
okay, there we go.
You know, it gets to go approval through her.
Oh, Mr. Jerry Buss in the house.
Yeah, but I really appreciate this opportunity. I really appreciate it very much.
No problem. Now, as far as 2-Not-1 and the Louisville Diesel, do you all have a website, or how can people follow you or keep up with what you have going on?
Well, 2-Not-1 has a website. It's www.2not1.org. The number 2, the word not, N-O-T, the number 1.org.
And can you also donate from that website?
Yes.
You can donate. There's a donation button on the first page. If you would, go to...
Click it.
Yes.
So real quick, let me jump in real quick. So while we're talking about donation, I need people to really understand what that looks like. So one of the things that we have been very fortunate to do in the last 6 months, I would say that we probably have saved the city about $400,000 in family reunification. And so what that looks like are families that have had their children removed from the home. We've been very successful in helping those parents navigate the system and what they need to do to get the child to come back home. That's one of the areas that those donations will contribute. We also have a young and teen fatherhood university where we have young fathers between the ages of 16 and 24 that we work with to give them the skills to be better fathers. And what does that look like? That look like effective co-parenting, appropriate discipline. These are all the areas that the Young and Teen Fatherhood University helps. Then we have our Rites of Passage boys that you just seen come up here. That was just a few of them. We have about 20 to 25. And so the donations help with anything from transportation of the gas, food. Let me tell you something. Just think about when you were that age, those boys can eat. So
I know they can.
Just give you a small glimpse of what your donations can go to help.
And there we go.
And not only that, we have the Parent Advocate Program. Our parent advocates will spend time and support families that have to navigate the family court systems, child welfare, child support. These parent advocates wrap their arms completely around that family to make sure that family is successful in what they're trying to do.
And so, before y'all two go, I know there was a website.
Oh, yeah, the website. It's LouisvilleDieselBbasketball.com.
And that Louisville Diesel have a game coming up versus the Dayton Sharks on March the 30th at 5 o'clock p.m. And this is at the Walden School, as he said, 4238 Westport Road, Louisville, Kentucky, 40207. Kids 12 and under enter for free.
Oh,
So
adults
go
only
and check
$5.
Yeah, and adults are only $5.
Can't
So
beat
this is
that.
sounds like
can't.
a good thing to do. This is during spring break weekend. This is a good event to take the kids out to. The kids get in free. That's always good. Adults only $5. The Louisville Diesel versus the Dayton Sharks.
There we go.
Wait a minute. Did you want to say something? She said
Thank you.
She also gave me the look, dude. I said thank you.
Man, you guys do so much. But you know what? I know you have to call one other person. So,
Yes.
I'm looking at your itinerary right here.
I know, right? Now, do I get to call? How much more time I got? A father who's about to leave that I want to come up real quick.
Call him right now.
And so, Jonathan Pastel, can you come up for a second, please?
Come on up here, Jonathan.
So, wanted Jonathan to come up, and the reason I wanted Jonathan to come up, hopefully Jonathan doesn't mind me sharing a little bit of his story before he says a few words. So, we met Jonathan because his sons got into the program, and so when his sons that was Jonathan and Jamari. They got into the program. They were in the program for about a year, and Jonathan has always been an active father, but he wasn't here. He was incarcerated at the time. But when he was released, he came out, saw what we were doing. Didn't take offense to it because let's be real, that could have happened.
Yeah,
and as a byproduct, has been a very active part of 201. His kids are still with us. As you can tell, they brought a guest tonight, and so I just wanted you to say a few words.
Well, I'm just thankful for 291 being out there. A program like this, Rites of Passage, they out there in the community really helping the boys, man. Because you don't see a lot of people out there. This is not my son. I'm out here working with kids that are not my kids. We're trying to show them that it's better ways to do everything.
Right.
And 291 was the program that helped me while I was incarcerated, helped my kid's mother. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't want to mentor kids that are not their kids.
Right.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Very true.
Because we might tell them, oh, man, get off my porch. But we like to mentor kids. I have any day you come to my house, I got 10 kids. I only got 3 boys over my house. So Rites of Passage gave me the tools and everything I need to keep pushing out there.
That's good stuff, man.
So I just want to also add to that. But I think there's a bigger message here, which is, 2-generational model. We work with the entire family. And so, but it's not just us working with the family, it's also the families working with us, because there's a lot of fathers who don't understand what it means to be responsible, who don't understand what it means to be a good father. And so when Jonathan got out, when he came to us, one of the things he said was he was looking for some support, looking for some assistance in terms of just trying to figure out how to navigate life, as a formerly incarcerated individual. And the reason I want to brag about that is there's a lot of people that they don't take advantage of opportunities. I probably gave you about 20 people, 20 leads, and they were calling me back like, this brother's on fire. But he called every last one of them and made some things happen. So it's not just his boys are phenomenal. The mom is phenomenal, but it's also, Jonathan's phenomenal, and I don't think he gives himself enough praise. So I just want to say thank you for being so awesome.
That's wonderful.
I thank you for putting the program out there for me to participate in.
I tell you what, it's a village, right? We all work together.
That's it.
I'm glad you came up before you left too.
All right, thank y'all.
Thank you. As a guy as a guy as myself, used to be a welfare to work case manager. I can definitely tell you that there's literally not a lot of programs out there for men that help men with various situations, whether it's coming off incarceration, getting their kids back. And that's a conversation that you and I had like several times. Yeah. You actually have one of the very few programs targeted not specifically towards men, but with men as your focus.
Right.
And that's hard because there's not a lot of money, there's not a lot of grants out there for programs to deal with men.
Exactly. So, and some of that though, when we talk about formerly incarcerated, what's interesting, that's also in my background, and I'll never forget the time that I could not officially volunteer at my daughter's school, but they had officially had me in to work with the at-risk population. I want y'all to let that sink in for a while. But listen, so we were talking, Dr. Turner talked about having donations and support. And this next individual I'm going to call up, huge supporter of 201. He's been on our board. But what's really phenomenal is that recently I had a conversation with him. And I said, look, we have an area that we could really use some support in. and that area was getting a position.
Yeah.
Like, and
Need some
so
help.
we need some help. And so we had some funds coming in, but they won't be here for a while. And I was like, look, can we get, is there any way that you could, support this effort? And he said, yeah,
What?
And
Not
yeah,
this
said,
dude.
yeah, he said, yeah. So
Not
I want
this
to call
guy.
up Mr. Donnie Atkins.
Dr. Donnie Atkins, come on up. Come on up, Dr. Donnie
But
Atkins.
you know what I love about this? When you see him, that's what fatherhood is all about right there. That's the optics that are beautiful. So I'm gonna pass the mic over because you got okay. So yeah, I just wanted to say
she wants the mic.
Right. So, of course, I've been around for a while, and I've known Shawn for quite some time. I've always been a big supporter of 291. As a matter of fact, I just told someone in Denmark, Copenhagen, what 291 was or is, and I sent them the website. So hopefully, I get some international support.
that's what I like to hear.
That's right.
When Shawn told me what was going on, of course I've always tried to give, and I've given over the years. But when Shawn told me what they needed, I looked at it and I was like, I couldn't tell you yes right off because it was a big amount, and I had to talk to my wife first. And as soon as my wife said, "Of course, let's hurry up and do this," I told Shawn, I was like, I'll write a check ASAP. So that's what I'm here to do this evening, is to write that check.
I tell you what,
There we go.
Yeah, that's also awesome. So thank you. So listen, I want Dr. Turner to come up. Come on up. You got to be up here.
You gonna say something?
No, you got to be in this picture.
Say something.
Yeah. No.
No. Dr. Shawn Myers. Come here. Can I borrow you for a second, Dr. Myers?
Knee deep in jerky Q sauce.
I know, right? We need your great photography skills, sir.
So, and I just want to say thank you again, Donnie, because that's really tremendous. The work that we're doing, you can never have too much help. So earlier when Dr. Turner was talking about how can you come on board, if you have any skills, we need board members. So if you're good at accounting, graphic design, marketing,
What did you say,
communication.
Shawn? Board members?
Board members. Oh, yeah.
Board members?
And
I just had to reiterate that. Board members. And I'm looking at a special couple
okay.
right next to us. But go ahead, Shawn.
But that's it. So so the support of Mr. Donnie Atkins is tremendous, and so I really appreciate the support and the love, and it's going to really help us do the work that we need to do in the community.
And I just wanted to add, like this work is a trickle down effect. So not only are you guys bringing one person on, this one person is going to end up helping dozens. And they're going to go to their homes and they're back to their communities and even back to their schools and hopefully help other folks also. So I'm happy to do it.
There we go.
We have enjoyed
Thank
having
you so
all
much.
on, man. It's a wonderful thing that you all are doing, and we hope that you all will continue to keep doing it. And we hope that this fundraiser will serve as a catalyst for your future endeavors and events, and that it will make a difference in what you're trying to get done in this community, because we can be using more of this for certain.
Thank
You know what?
you.
And about making us a catalyst, we need to do this again.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
I like the way that sounds.
You know what? Like April 6th, May 6th. May 6th.
Derby, ain't it?
No, it's the week after Derby.
Was it six, right?
Yeah. It's the Monday after Derby.
We'll figure it out. How about that? Hey, let's
No, it's Monday after Derby.
Yeah.
Nobody has money.
Oh,
Yeah, they say it's going
That's
to be
fine.
hangovers.
So
that's okay. You know what? You can come and doctor your hangover here.
okay.
We'll figure out a date that works best for everybody and get that set up, because this definitely sounds like a round two is in full effect.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Bring it back to the sports analogies.
That's right.
But thank you all for being on.
Thank
Give
you
them
for
a round
having
of
us.
applause again. 291.
And don't leave now. I still smile by my man some wings.
Yeah, we still need somebody to buy this guy some wings.
I think you have someone that has donated.
Oh, we got a wing donation.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
And
Shawn, you might want to thank the Jacksons.
well, thank you. Well, so Eric and Liz are huge supporters. They come out to a lot of our events, so thank you, and thank you for everybody who's come out. Um, and so, just for the record, there's a lot of people that I've asked to speak and didn't get a chance to speak. I know James. I definitely didn't forget about you, but I appreciate you coming out on your birthday. On
What,
your
today's your birthday?
It's his birthday. Yeah, and so
A 5, 6, 7. No, I'm just
yeah, right. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. And so, but I will say this. Can I say one other thing before we're going? Then I'm sit down.
Go ahead.
And hopefully James doesn't mind me saying it. Do you mind if I say what I always say about? Yeah, come on up.
Come on, yeah.
So a lot of times we talk about what success looks like, and so to me this is success. And there's this ideal world, and then there's the real world. And so in the ideal world, everything's working right, and there's no issues, there's no concerns, there's nothing going wrong. Like this, father, mom, child. But there's also the real world where we make those strides, and that we're still not quite where we want to be, but we're not where we were.
But you're moving.
And so when I think about James, I always share a little bit of his story, not a whole lot, but just where I need to sit, right? Okay.
You're good.
And so part of that, just him being around, got nothing but love for this brother right here. But boy, sometimes he drives folks nuts. That's safe to say, like little bit. But he still comes around. He's adamant about it. He's focused, and what he wants to do is be the best dad that he can be. And again, there's ups and there's downs. But where we are now, there was a lot of people that doubted him. A lot of people doubted him. To be where he is right now, most people counted him out. And so for me, get a little teary-eyed because this guy right here, this father, like I said, him and I, we know there's work to do. But man, where we are right now, you want to say it? Okay. And then I'm going to get down.
What's going on, man? What's going on?
Sound like he's about to bust a rap on us.
Yeah, that's just one of my things. Well, yeah, I've come a long way. Like being in a situation where I didn't even get to see my kids at all, and then I'm able to see my children, and one step at a time. That's all it takes, man. One step at a time. And I was patient, and I went through the ups and the downs, had the trials and tribulations, the hurt, the smiles, the laughs, the everything. And it's just dealing with being in the situation I am, and being with having to go through the situations in court, and dragging through it, and it's a real tough process, man. But with the support of 201, I was able to come out of it, and support other dads. And I talk about 201 to anybody, anybody that I know, because I know a lot of fathers that's going through situations, and I always tell them, 201. I give them contact information, and I tell them my story, and they brings them and gives them a little bit of hope and of faith. A lot of people, like a lot of guys, we get that idea of we don't have nowhere to turn. And we down, we don't know what to do, we don't know what laws, we don't know, nothing. And what I'm saying, with a little bit of support from people who's been there, you always get through that, and you come up in a situation where you're able to have that hope and that motivation to get right where you need to be in your kids' lives, or whatever goal you're trying to complete. So that's a little bit about my motivation and what helped me, man. Yeah.
Man, that's wonderful, man.
Man, I appreciate that.
Thank you for taking the time to share that with us.
Yeah, but on his birthday.
On his birthday. Oh yeah, man. 30 club, y'all.
30 club, okay.
Hey, can you get some ice? Can you get some ice? I just want. Can I bring my daughter up here? Or just show?
Yeah. Go bring your daughter up here.
Yeah. So this is my oldest daughter. She's 9. Yeah. It's been some times with her mom, but I love the process, because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be the person I am now. So I'm just so happy to be that dad.
30. I hear you, man.
Yeah, man. I actually had a moment last night. I looked myself in the mirror and I was like, what? 30? Yeah. I was just 19, and getting out of high school, college. This is crazy. Like I didn't
look
even
at her.
because here goes Samaj. Well, her name is Samaj. I didn't have my boy, so I named her after me. You know, Samaj James spelled backwards. So yeah, so yeah, so yeah, so yeah, so I just want her to let her get. Can she say some words about? Want to say something?
Hi.
Yes, there we go.
That's right.
I like TikTok.
Yeah, she likes TikTok, the app. I actually did a video with her not too long ago. My first time doing the little dances and stuff they be doing. It was pretty fun. Pretty fun to me, but yeah, man, this guy's amazing, man.
Oh, well,
Dr.
Orange
Gardner. I'm still trying to get used to that, Dr. Gardner.
We're still here live, folks. Everybody that's watching at home,
Yeah,
still here live at the Tunerville Tavern, wrapping up the segment with 2 Not 1. We got another special guest we got coming up in the very next segment, so please stay tuned with us. Give these folks another round of applause for everybody that's in the house. 2 Not 1. Click on that website, the number 2, the word not, the number 1.com, and click donate and show them some love and appreciation for what they're doing in this community.
That's right. Oh, and don't forget, without any struggle,
there is no progress.
Peace.